Hey guys, welcome to Bridie Bakes. Today I'm going to be showing you a few of the tools and equipment that I use all the time when I'm doing my cakes. Let's get straight into this. One thing that I use all the time for my prep is my mixer. A stand mixer is super helpful, especially if you're doing this professionally and making a lot of cakes and cupcakes. I've actually got two Kenwood stand mixers, my Chef XL Sense and another Chef XL Titanium. But I started out with a hand beater, so as long as you've got some kind of mixer, you can definitely make some amazing treats. Also for prep are my cake pans, and I've got heaps of different sizes of these and a few different styles, but I quite like these silver anodized ones. They heat really nicely and evenly and give me a good finish. I've also got a heap of these silicone spatulas, which I use all the time in my cake prep for mixing the batters and buttercreams and scraping out the bowls. Now for actual decorating, first up is my turntable. I would say this is an absolute must if you are decorating a lot of layer cakes. It lets you turn the cake around while you're working on it, which is going to give you a really smooth finish on your icing. This one that I'm using is an Atiko 613, which I found really good and quite a hardcore turntable, so I can do really heavy cakes on it. But there's heaps of different kinds and varieties that you can get. Next up are my pallet knives or offset spatulas. And you can see it's got a bit of a crank in it, which is going to keep your fingers from dragging through the icing. Now I mainly use these for spreading out my filling inside my cakes, as well as for applying frosting to the outside of your cakes. I like this one, it's quite a small size, but I find it really comfortable, probably because I've got little hands. But you can also use big guys like this, which is good if you're icing bigger cakes. And then there's little ones like these, which are great for detailing as well. Next up are scrapers, and these are for smoothing out your icing. Again, there's heaps of different kinds of these, so you've just got to find one that's comfortable for you. But I like acrylic ones. I find them nice and stable and sturdy. They're not going to warp or anything. And metal ones are really good as well, especially if you're wanting to heat up your scraper when you smooth your buttercream. One little thing with scrapers is that I like to make sure, however tall my cake is, my scraper is taller, so that I'm not having to scrape around at different levels. I've also got cake boards, and I use a nice solid masonite or MDF one as my base to build my cakes up on, and then cardboard ones for inside my cake when I'm doing tiers or double barrel cakes. Silicone and teflon mats are super handy as well. You can pipe chocolate onto them, you can use them for baking with things like macarons, meringues and cookies, and it means that you're not going through as much baking paper as well. Piping bags can be really useful, especially for cupcakes, and with that, of course, you will want some nozzles. So I tend to go for bigger, fatter nozzles, because then you can make really nice rosettes without having to go around and around the cupcake, because that can sometimes look a little bit messy. So I like to use some plastic French tip ones. They're nice and fat. Some of my other favorites are the Loyal 6B, the Loyal 1B, and your Wilton 1M, which is a nice star tip. So just a few things here today, but keep in mind that you don't need all of these things, and especially if you're just starting out, you can pick and choose what's going to be most helpful for you. Also, there are so many different versions of these tools to suit your budget and skill level. Hope you guys enjoyed this little insight into my cake world, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to get more tips and tricks.